guys, I hope you are doing well. As you all know that our current focus is the topographic maps. I have a question for you, but I think you are going to answer that question after the lesson. Okay, so when you look at a map, how can you tell if the land is flat, steep, or mountainous? Okay, so I said that this question you're gonna answer it when the lecture is over. So is there someone who wants to try? Or okay, yes,
contour lines.
Contour lines.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see about that. Another question: why maps are so important? Is there anyone who wants to try to answer that question for us? We only have one participant. Okay, yes?
I think it's because they show us directions.
Because they show us directions.
They show us how landscape are.
They show us.
To find certain features in certain areas.
Okay. As we continue, we shall see if you are correct or you are wrong. Maps are like the language of the land. They show us what the earth looks like from the above. But instead of realistic pictures, maps use symbols and colors to represent features. So one of the most useful symbols is the contour lines, which tells us about the shape and the height of the land. So the picture that is at the top, you can see that that is the real world, like that is the real place, and the one at the bottom, that is a topographic map showing us the representing the real one at the top. Okay, what are contour lines? Contour lines are lines on a map that connect places at the same height above the sea level. So I want you to think of a hill or a mountain being cut into slices like a cake. Okay, let's say this is our mountain here, and we cut it into slices like this. So these lines, when you draw them on the map, you get a pattern that shows the land shape. So on a map, these are the contour lines. So number one, what does it mean if contour lines are very close together? Let us look at the spacing of the contour lines. So the way contour lines are spaced, they tell us about the slope. When the lines are close together, the slope is steep.
Number two, what is
so when the lines are far apart, the slope is gentle. So by just looking at how close or far the lines are, we can understand how easy or difficult it is to move across the land
on a map.
Okay, moving forward, we're gonna focus on the contour interval.
Forms
The contour interval is the height difference between one line and the next. For example, if one line is
correct.
100 meters and the next is 120 meters,
pointing uphill,
the contour
and
interval
spurs
is
form
20
U-shape
meters.
pointing
This helps us
downhill.
measure how the length
And that is
rises
the end
or falls.
of our lesson.
So I said the contour interval is the height difference between one line and the next. So for example, if this line is 100 meters and the next is 120 meters, should the contour interval is 20 meters. Okay, on a map, we have what we call a trick beacon. So on some maps, you'll see a small triangle with a number. If you can zoom on our picture here, you can see how it will appear on a map. We'll see a small triangle, this triangle with a number. So this is called a trick beacon. It marks the highest measured point in the area. So surveyors use it as a reference point when making maps. So on a real world, this is the real trick beacon. Okay, let us continue. Now we are looking at the gradient. So the gradient simply tells us how steep or gently a slope is. So the formula for a gradient is the vertical height divided by the horizontal distance. For example, if the land rises 50 meters over a distance of 500 meters, the gradient is 1:10. That means for every 10 meters forward, the land rises 1 meter. So our smaller ratios mean steeper slopes. So now we are looking at valleys and spurs. So contour lines can also help us identify landforms. Which are those landforms? I'm talking about the valleys and spurs here. So when you look at a valley on a map, the lines make a V shape that points towards the higher land. Valleys often have rivers flowing through them. Let us say these are our contour lines here. So the valleys make a V shape like this. And the spurs make a U shape pointing downhill. Spurs are ridges of land sticking out from the higher ground. So when you look at our picture here, this is a U shape. This is a sphere. So I could take V points to a higher ground, then U points to a lower ground. As you can see in our pictures here, that the V shape points at the higher ground and the U shape here points are at the lower ground. So let us look at now the real life uses of the topographic maps and the contour lines, specifically contour lines. So why do we need contour lines? Hikers use them to find safe routes. And also engineers and planners use them to avoid building in dangerous areas. So scientists use them to understand water flow and prevent flooding. So in short, our contour lines help us make sense of the land we live on. Following here, I have short questions.
So these are our questions here. So number one, what does it mean if contour lines are very close together?
The slope is steep.
The slope is steep. Is there anyone with a different answer? Okay, no. The answer is correct. It means that the slope is steep. So number two, what is a contour interval? Yes.
It is the difference in height between lines.
Okay, it is the difference in height between lines. Sure. How can we tell a valley from a spur on a map?
Okay, a valley forms a V shape pointing uphill, and spurs form a U shape pointing downhill.
Yes, that is correct. Valleys form V shape pointing uphill, and spurs form U shape pointing downhill. And that is the end of our lesson.